Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We are back in the brand new All-American Savage Show studio. We are really excited to be here. Apologies for us being AWOL yesterday. Before we get this thing started, we want to make sure, how is the audio sounding? Hopefully it's good between Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. How we looking? Are we good there? Hopefully it looks good. Or it sounds good. Jesus, looks good. I'm out of it right now. Dude, we've just had so much stuff.
Still coming together.
Yeah, audio. Okay, people are saying audio is good. Good, awesome. All right, so we've got the new studio set up. I will be posting pictures on Instagram and Twitter. We've had an amazing team putting this together for, God, like 2 months now.
Yeah.
We're to the point now we're finalizing a lot of the details to where we can actually start flying guests in, bringing in really good guests out there. Man, we're really thankful. And y'all have made this possible through your Twitch subscriptions, through your support of Shell Shock CBD. Again, we don't charge anything for the podcast. We love doing this, but it's you guys supporting us. Like, we don't have a Patreon anymore. We don't really deal with that. It's through your subscriptions on Twitch and Shell Shock CBD that you enable us to do this and continue putting out hopefully interesting content for y'all. So a big thank y'all for making this happen. I mean, it's to every one of you that are listening in, that share the podcast, that subscribe. It's because of you. So big thank you to all.
Shout out to Micah too.
Micah's been killing it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he did the table. Did this whole thing by himself.
Yep.
Very gifted. He's gifted.
Very gifted. It's amazing. So, all right, without further ado, before we get really into this thing, you know what this episode is brought to you by shellshockcbd.com. Well, we got a great deal for you coming up. For you. It is my birthday on Thursday. I will be turning 38 years old, and I talked to Josh, and we decided that we haven't had a sale, like an actual sale, for a while.
Yeah.
So on Thursday, starting at 12 a.m., for 24 hours, we are discounting various products on the site, high-end products that y'all already love, by 38%. So for my birthday, you're getting 38% off. This starts on Thursday morning and goes until Thursday night. And we got that coming to you, so we're excited for that. That's 38% off. And that's a hell of a deal. And the products are going to consist of the Delta 8, Delta 9, CBD oils, all CBD oils, rack out gummies, dark matter.
It's a big
dark
one.
matter.
That's a big one.
Yeah, the dark matter is that's our $250 product, but that's 100 milligrams of CBD per squirt.
Oh, it's powerful.
So it's pretty impressive. So, but that's coming on Thursday. So if you have not signed up on the website email list to be notified, because we are going to notify you via text and email, so you know you don't miss out. Make sure you sign up at shellshockcbd.com. Sign up for the email list. And you can check that out there. It's pretty cool. So, ambassador codes, no. On top of the 30, no, absolutely not. Fuck, are you kidding me? Jesus, you people, like, I swear to God. You give them 38%, why not make it 40? Well, can we get another 10%? Motherfucker, I'm giving you 38 fucking percent. Jesus, some of you guys are some selfish pricks.
It's good stuff, though.
Fucking A, man. Can I just get it for free? No, you can't. Fuck, it's a business. Jesus, good Lord. All right. Now, if you are watching us on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, preferably Twitch, if you look over my right shoulder, your left, you will see there's a new painting sitting there. Oh my God, what is that? That's a new John Ross painting that's already been finished, and that video will be dropping on my birthday. So when we go live on the podcast Thursday, we will be showing the full John Ross video, and this oh my God! We always say it. It's like, this is the one that's gonna get us banned, but so far so good.
We'll see. So, oh yeah, we got the new John Ross video. We filmed it yesterday. Josh is in the process of editing it. It will drop on the podcast come Thursday. So yeah, really excited for that. That's gonna be fun. It's gonna be good.
It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be so bad. I'm excited for it. Because people keep he's like, hey, we need more John Ross. It's like, it's not that we are ignoring them. Right. It's just that we have so much going on with Shell Shock. We're having to restructure some things and get involved. There's a lot of things that are on our plate. So it's not like we're just sitting around here with our thumbs up our ass. Like normally we do. Normally we have really dirty thumbs. Each other's ass. Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. And don't forget, did you have something to say?
No, I was going to say, now that we have this new studio room, like we have room to crank them out.
It's great.
On a more consistent basis.
It's great.
Thanks to the Biden administration, it's pretty easy to come up with content.
Oh my God, dude! Oh my God! So I'm not gonna lie, our sales have been dipping, and we've been watching our sales on Shell Shock. And dude, I truly feel, after reading email traffic and canceled subscriptions, I truly feel and the subscription's being canceled because of they can't afford it anymore because they got to pay for fuel, I genuinely feel like we are already in a recession. I really do. Yeah. People can't afford to buy products anymore. Businesses are having to lay people off. The work is going to start decreasing a little bit. I genuinely feel we are in a recession. I mean, it only stands to reason. It makes sense to me. The prices are so insane. Like everybody, the biggest thing people have to pay for right now that you cannot get out of is fuel. And fuel is through the roof. We've doubled what we were under Trump. And in some places tripled. Yeah. Some places tripled. So I don't know. It's really bad. Bullshit. We're feeling the effects too. But what we've promised everybody is we will not increase our prices. We won't. We will not increase our prices. We don't want to do that to people because we have a lot of people that are using our products for cancer, like for pain management, things like that. And for us to jack our prices up, it's just like we're in a comfortable position to where we can afford to take some losses. It's okay. I'm all right with that. I just don't want to pass that on to the consumer because then they're gonna be like, well, you raise your prices, and I'm not against the business doing that. I get that.
I mean, if you get to a certain point where your margins aren't able to,
you have to. Yeah, we're not at that level yet. So it's kind of other companies are already doing it. We're not. We're gonna hold out for as long as we can. And we just, I mean, fuck, dude. I'm nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm nervous. We're seeing it. We're seeing sales drop. And I'm not blaming consumerism. I'm blaming inflation. And it's fucking, this is Biden. This is Biden destroying us.
100% the Biden administration.
They are, yeah. They are just, dude, they are destroying us. And I can't fathom like filling up people's cars, dude. I'm talking, we're talking, and we've discussed this many times. We're talking 60, 70, 80 bucks to fill up a gas tank.
It's crazy.
And they're going through like a tank of gas, 1-2 per week, depending upon drives.
I know.
People were not expecting this, but it's kind of like, hey, Democrats, what did you think was going to happen?
He said himself he was going to.
He did. You're right. He did.
He said he was going to shut down all the oil.
Good job, liberals, you fucking morons.
I mean, so that's the only thing he didn't lie about.
Yeah.
Really? Right?
He didn't. He really didn't. No, he didn't.
There's that clip of him and that little girl. He leans over. He's like, "Hey, little girl, look and watch my lips."
10,000 people. 10,000 people out of work, man. What's that all about? It's whatever. It's just we got to, the green. That's the other thing that confuses me. Well, it's not confusing. These are Democrats. They're all stupid. But he talks about that. We want to cancel the Keystone. We want to cancel these energy companies or these oil companies to go more natural green energy. But instead, he's turning around and buying oil from overseas or trying to broker these deals. It's not about green. If it what other reason could this guy have if it's not kickbacks or if it's not nepotism to a certain degree that you're outsourcing these things, and that's why we're protecting Ukraine. We have Burisma, we have all these places. Like, come on, man.
I just can't stand that guy.
I can't either. Like, dude, I'm telling you, this red wave is coming because people are getting tired of this.
Yeah, he looks just like that old man from Poltergeist 2.
Remember that? No, I remember that one.
Oh my God.
I remember that one.
Look it up.
I don't doubt it.
Creepy.
Oh my God. And Diesel. Oh Jesus. The trucking industry. Oh my God. I got a buddy, Greg, who I work out in the gym with, or I see him there. He's like, dude, we're talking $1,700 to $2,000 to fill up our trucks. Like, dude, holy crap. Oh yeah. It's insane. It's insane. Like even in the trucking industry, I've had 2 friends that got laid off because the company shut down. Like they can't afford it. Like the fuel is killing them. And it's just like, to what degree, Biden?
That is better.
Yeah. Like, we're doing really good here. People are running. And the thing that really aggravates me is that Biden comes out there and it's impressive for a man of his age to commit fellatio on himself, like in front of the public. It's just impressive. Hey, man, we brought back like 8 million jobs. Like Biden, the country is on fire and you're sitting there fiddling, saying how good you've done. You've got to be surrounded by mentally inept morons because they're not telling him the truth. There's no way that this moron can be sitting there and hearing all of these statistics, seeing all of the inflation, seeing the layoffs, and yet you sit there and you boast economic growth. Bro, I'm telling you, we see the effect. I personally see these effects. You are lying. You are a liar. And then these liberals, like at least 38% of them that, apparently still agree with how the economy is going, they've got to be the rich elites. They've got to be the elites.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't fathom who else of that 38 percentile for the last Gallup poll that came out would say, oh no, we approve of how it's going. Like what?
Let's see. Well, there's everybody at CNN, Facebook, Twitter for the most part right now.
Oh my God, dude, I cannot.
You got MSNBC.
I can't fathom it. Yeah. For the life of me, I cannot fathom it. But this is where we're at.
This is where we are.
This is where we're at.
I mean, I'm not excited to get through summer so fast.
Oh, Jesus.
But just to get to the midterms to try to flush out some of these turds.
Do you think it's going to change with midterms coming up? Like if there is a red wave, do you think that's going to put a halt on the bleed? Just like staunch the bleed? The fiscal bleed.
Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, we'd think so, right?
We'll see. I don't know. Well, hey, right now, if you're a Shell Shock CBD subscriber, you subscribe to the website and you subscribe on a product, what that does is it gets you 10% off of your order. So say like you like the Halo gummies and we pay like, is it like 45, 50 bucks a bag? And that's a month's worth. Well, sometimes we forget to reorder our products because, life comes in. Well, if you become a subscriber, we automatically send you out your product the next month and you get 10% off. Look, you're foolish for not taking part of this. You need to, you need to do this. Like, get on there. If you're a Shell Shock CBD customer and you're not a subscriber, you're missing out on savings. Now, we have just launched a new thing for subscribers. If you are a subscriber, you get access to certain sale deals. Here's the first one. The tea set that we've got. The Shell Shock tea. We have the orange cinnamon, the chamomile, and the citrus. What's the third one?
Is it mint?
Mint, yeah, it's mint. Well, here's the deal. If you're a subscriber, you get access to this special deal, which is if you buy 1 tea, you get 5% off. If you buy 2 teas, you get 10% off. Buy 3, you get 15% off, plus the free ceramic mug that you see me drinking out of right here on the show. Move over, Steven Crowder. Fuck you and your mug club. We got something better. That's right, Shell Shock.
We got coffee mug buddies.
We got coffee mug buddy. Next, we're going to come out with a tumbler that says Democrat or Republican tears. Rip off Daily Wire. No, there's no intent to rip off Crowder. This is just a cool little ceramic mug. It's not a mug club, but you get access to this. So if you buy the 3 tea set, you get a 15% discount and you get a free mug. Yeah. This mug value, which you can buy, you'll be able to buy on the website as a subscriber, is at $14.99. You get it for free. We're hooking you up with a great deal there. So if you become a subscriber, you get access to that. So check that out. And don't forget, we've got Shell Shocks, or we've got the Delta 8 being sold to new states. We've already announced them. I don't have the paper in front of me. I need to get that back. These states such as California, Kentucky. I
think it was one of them.
Yeah, it's on the website. Yeah, so we've opened up shipping Delta 8 back to these states where it's actually legal. So a big thank you to everybody that supports the show. All right, we ready to do this? Let's get into it. Nice. Good Lord, here we go. We got a lot of shit to cover. A lot of shit to cover, folks. Georgia gubernatorial showdown. Abrams says worst state in the country. Comment was inelegant, excuse me. Jesus. Okay, just a forewarning here for people listening in. I've got so much shit in my head right now, business stuff. And then Josh and I mainly Josh, because he's the audio dude.
He's a shithead.
No. We put this together. Like, we finally got we moved the computer in here, the cameras, the mics. And there's a lot that goes into this. And Josh is if Josh ever passes, we're fucked. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do.
We're still not all the way there. We're working on it.
We're just going to be screwed. But anyway, we got this all set up today, and we're like, okay, we've got to get a podcast up. We keep getting hit up. So when's the podcast? So we try to do the podcast Monday through Friday. We missed yesterday, but we're back today. We should be good for the rest of the week.
Yeah.
Knock on wood.
Yeah.
This is such a beautiful desk. Micah did a kick-ass job. He really did.
Dude, we'll have to take pictures of it because he did an incredible job.
He did, absolutely. And we're going to get better at trying to go live every day at 12 p.m. CST for you, so I'm sorry. I know every successful podcaster out there will tell you. I will tell you, you've got to have consistency across the board. But Josh and I we're running a company, and there's just so much. Sometimes we have meetings. We have to push the podcast because I hate to say this, the podcast comes second to the company. The podcast comes second. We've got to make sure our company is running smoothly, but we're going to work better at either starting at like 11:30 or 12 p.m. CST. Now, if you follow me on Twitter, maybe I can start announcing when the podcast, I don't know. There's got to be a way that we can, because if you turn on notifications, sometimes people don't get those notifications. Yeah. So I know on Twitch, you have to go in the back end and sometimes turn back on the notification option because sometimes it gets clicked off. That's in the settings. I don't know what to tell you. There's got to be a better way. I mean, if you follow me on Twitter, it's Sergeant Savage. I try and keep people updated there on my Instagram stories at John Burke 11 Bravo, so you can check that out. But all right. Stacey Abrams said she'd welcome President Biden on the campaign trail in Georgia, a top national battleground. But I thought Stacey Abrams said that the election was stolen from her. Why is she going to continue competing if she feels like the system is rigged?
Yeah, I know. I thought she had won.
Oh, yeah, that's weird. Oh, suddenly Democrats are now starting to say that. Oh, hold on, stolen election.
Wait a minute.
Well, apparently she'd come out and said the other day that Georgia was one of the worst states to be in. It's like, well, then why are you running for governor? You're such an idiot.
What's also really strange is that they've had like the highest voter turnout. Mm-hmm.
So much for that suppression.
I know.
Damn. Damn.
Weird.
You gotta love that.
Wild.
If it's such an oppressive, like the voters are being like people of color, it's like, oh no, hold on, black people, you stand over there, whites, you go first. Like that's in their mind, that's what they're seeing. But it's like they keep making these claims like voter suppression. Like how? What are you talking about? I mean, these are for the same people that Biden said that black people don't know how to use the internet. Are you fucking kidding me?
Or get driver's license.
Or get driver's license or have access to polls. It's like, dude, like, do you really feel like they are that stupid?
That's the most insulting thing.
It really is.
I mean, just like, I don't.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how the media lets him get away with it.
Oh, because he's a liberal and he's white.
Yeah, that must be it.
That's that Democrat white privilege right there.
I don't know. They must have shit on everybody. Right?
Democratic gubernatorial candidate Stacey Abrams explained her recent comment that Georgia is the worst state in the country to live in. I've lived in Georgia. Now, to be fair, it was in Columbus, Georgia when I was a drill sergeant. That place can suck a dick. That place does suck ass, but it's ghetto all around it. Like at least 2 months out or two days out of the week, I'd hear small arms fire. Predominantly black community. I'm just being honest. Anyone that's been to Columbus, Georgia, anyone that's lived off of exits 1 through 12, you know that's the ghetto. If you're a white dude, good luck. Good luck. But I was so broke, I had to. My apartment was $450 a month. Yeah, that's the truth.
You know, Atlanta looks like it.
Atlanta's a shithole.
It looked like it used to be a really pretty city.
It did. Now, Savannah's beautiful.
Yeah.
Savannah is gorgeous.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know how
it's a pretty state.
It really is. There's parts of Georgia, don't get me wrong, that are beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
But these Democrat-run cities are kind of like, well, no wonder it's a shithole. It's like, you don't know how to manage this. So, I mean, but yeah, Savannah is, oh my God. I think now that we're talking about it, Savannah's probably my most favorite city outside of Manhattan, simply because of what it represents and what's there. Savannah is completely opposite than New York City or Manhattan. And Savannah is just like, they filmed a Forrest Gump there. There's a Forrest Gump bench there. And it's a beautiful, beautiful town. It's like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, if you've never looked up Savannah, Georgia, and you want to go on a vacation.
It's kind of like New Orleans a little bit.
Yeah, without the heavy influx of jazz. It's more, and the thing is, they have I say open carry. You really got to clarify that. Like, you can walk around outside with your drinks. Yeah. And River Street with all the bars and the pubs and the great eateries, the
Oregon
candy
was
shops.
Like, that's nothing. You can walk around with a crack pipe and inject right here on the sidewalk. Walk
Thanks,
around
Biden.
with a drink. Pussies.
Hey, we're not only are we sending Gustavs to Ukraine, we're sending crack pipes to friggin' drug dealers. Oh my God, make it stop. Hey, Ted Cruz comes out. He throws his hat in the ring. It's like, hey, we got to support Ukraine because it's American interest. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, bro, come on.
Like a politician talking point at this.
Oh my God, I'm so tired of this stuff, dude. And then Crenshaw. Well, we'll get to him in a second. Like, oh my God, I'm losing more and more respect for this guy, because there's these things that are coming out. We're gonna get to these articles about the World Economic Forum and these people in Australia calling for a revisitation of human rights. Dude, and then Crenshaw's like, it's not a big deal. It's like, it kind of is, because what happens over there eventually will trickle down over to here. Like, we're seeing talking points on both sides when it goes from east to west or west to east. You see it. Like, these ideas are birthed regardless of which side of the world, and it does catch fire sometimes. So this is something that, yeah, we definitely should be watching. But let's get back to the cow, Stacey Abrams. Like, I fucking hate this woman. Abrams, who faces no opposition in Tuesday's Democratic gubernatorial, no one's going to go against her. Democrats will know. She's guaranteed. Yeah, there isn't a Democrat that's going to run against her. She's a DNC's freaking love child. Like, they love them. She's fat. She's black. She's
woke.
woke.
2,800%.
Absolutely. She's like, oh my God.
Without doing anything.
Absolutely. How does that work? Well, she's appearing on these Deep Space Nine episodes or whatever. It's like, she was on this one episode of Star Trek. I forget what it was. And I'm a sci-fi nerd. I respect it, but I didn't like the fact that she was on there. But she was the president of Earth. It's like, oh, talk about delusions of grandeur. Okay.
President of Earth. Interesting.
Abrams, who faces no opposition in Tuesday's Democratic gubernatorial primary, said on Saturday, I am tired of hearing about how we're the best state in the country to do business when we are the worst state in the country to live. During a speech at the Gwinnett Democrats Bluetopia Gala in Norcross. Okay. For anybody out there that just gives a shit about what I have to think about this, if you're running for, governor, Congress, even, local janitorial board of your local school, rule one, don't insult the place that you live in that you're running for. That's nuts. It'd be like Governor Greg Abbott running again in Texas saying, well, Texas is the worst place to live. It's like, are you serious?
I would love to run this shithole.
It's the truth. I love this fucking pile of shit. I want to be governor.
You peasants would love me to lead you, wouldn't you? In this big dump.
Like, don't insult the place you're running for. Fuck me running. Like, who in their right mind? Like, what good idea fairy just landed on your shoulders? Like, hey, Call them shitheads while you're at it. They'll love that. Maybe drop some racist terms. It's even better.
It's an interesting slogan.
Oh my God.
I'll run this shithole.
Oh my God. It's crazy to me. But Abrams acknowledged over the weekend that her statement would be politicized ahead of. Okay. What do you mean politicized? You were at an event. You said Georgia is the worst place to live. How do you not politicize that? Like, that's like, what?
Okay.
It's like you make a stupid statement and then you blame people for misinterpreting it when there's nothing to misinterpret. It's like, well, I knew it'd be politicized. Well, when you say go fuck yourself, generally that means go fuck yourself.
Interesting.
So when you say, Georgia's the worst place to live, you generally mean that's the worst place to live. So please tell me more, Abrams. Why are you running again? I'm done with this bitch. Fuck her. Anyway, I can't stand this cow. Like, hopefully friggin' heart disease gets her eventually. She's a piece of shit. I generally feel nothing for her. These people are the scum of the earth. Scum of the earth. Okay, so Pelosi. Now, I'm not a Catholic. If you're a Catholic, do your thing. I'm not knocking. I fuck the Pope, by the way. Nothing against Catholics, but the Pope is a woke leftist. No, absolutely not. But Archbishop says Pelosi will be denied communion over abortion. The conservative Catholic Archbishop of San Francisco says he will no longer allow U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to receive communion because of her support of abortion rights. Last I checked, again, I'm not a Catholic, but I'm pretty sure they are not pro-abortion. I think they're pretty pro-life.
Yeah.
I think he's 100% right. But at the same token, it's like, are you going to apply that same standard across the board to all of your congregation? I mean, I also, let me start with this. I do not like Nancy Pelosi. Like, if what I just said about Stacey Abrams goes like triple and double stamped with, the TPS report memo on top for Pelosi. That's how I feel about her. But I don't feel like I don't know, man. I don't think that's your job as a priest to deny someone communion based upon, that's between them and God. Because it even says it in the scripture, if you take communion, and I don't remember off the top of my head, but it's like, you're just there to kind of do your job, and that's between them and God.
Right.
I don't know if I really agree with him on that. I don't know. Maybe the jury's still out on this one for me, but I agree with his sentiments. Yes, she shouldn't be taking communion, but these are politicians. They don't have a soul, so I don't see what the big deal is. Yeah. She's going to hell anyway, so that's whatever. It's like she's denied communion. It's like, bro, she's already got like 1 foot. Like, Satan's even kind of like just waiting.
No communion for you.
Yeah.
You just go to another church, right?
I would assume.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I would assume. I don't know. But I feel like but then again, it is your congregation. It is your church. And you are, I don't know.
Is she Catholic? I
guess.
I can't believe these people are.
Yeah, it's like, wait, you're religious?
Claim any sort of religion.
Yeah.
Other than sadism.
And people in the chat are saying, yeah, it's literally their job. I guess I'm wrong then. Okay, fair enough. I'm not a Catholic. That's why I don't know.
Yeah.
The Lost Savage Twitch chat is correcting me, saying, no, it is their job to do that. Oh, okay. Well, by the Catholic rules, he has the right. Well, then rock on with your bad self. Again, that's a private enterprise. I'm not going down that road. But hey, if that's what he wants to do it. Rock on. I support it. Anything that makes their lives miserable, absolutely go for it.
Looks like she partakes in communion anyway.
No, I'm sure she partakes in a lot of things, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, a little wink.
Botox enough to kill a baby elephant. Like, her eyebrows are like with the stock levels. They're like gas prices. They just keep going up and up and up to the point where
looks like Bozo the Clown.
Dude, it's ridiculous.
Those eyebrows.
Oh, it's bad.
Like they're racing to the top of her forehead.
And they're off. And we got and the left one's going up higher and the right one's going up, and it's at the forehead now. I think by the time, when she dies and they put her in the casket, they'll open it up like 50 years from now just to see, and she's gonna look exactly the same.
She's like 85 years old, right?
Yeah. How are they staying alive?
I didn't realize that a Senate seat was a lifelong job as well.
Well, you are. It is when you're a Democrat. You can get away. There's a lot of career politicians.
Justices.
Dude, I don't know. We're going to have to... Oop, there we go. Now I can cross my legs. We're figuring this out as we go. No, that's not going to work. You have to go back up. That's not going to work. I can't cross my legs no more. The conservative Catholic Archbishop of San Francisco said Friday that he will no longer allow U.S. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi to receive communion because of her support of abortion rights. Archbishop Salvatore Cardillione said he sent Pelosi a letter April 7th expressing his concerns after she vowed to codify the Supreme Court's Roe v. Wade decision establishing a constitutional right to abortion. Okay, so I do have to ask this. Where has he been this entire time?
I know.
Unless he just took over.
This isn't like a new thing.
Yeah, this
for
is
her.
not anything new.
Murdering kids is the top of her list.
Fuck them kids.
Health.
Health, yeah, health. Women's rights, absolutely.
Women's rights.
I'm kind of like, why? Okay, so here's the thing. If this is how Catholicism is, if this is how Catholics look at it, why aren't more liberals being denied communion at the hands of the Catholic Church? Why isn't the Pope calling for this?
Excellent question.
Very good question. Or is it because there's a political game going on here and the Pope doesn't want to lose Catholic support? Again, these are people are pandering. Like, how many? Here's the deal. You want real doctrine? Go to a black Southern Baptist church and you're going to walk out of there feeling like a shithead, which is their job. It's kind of like, and I don't mean that in a sense like they're going to insult you. It's like they're going to give you doctrine. They're not going to give you this feel-good devotional. They're going to say, this is what the scripture says. You either abide by it or, you know, what they say, like the sword breaks you or you break the sword, something along those lines. You go to there. Those preachers don't hold back. Southern Baptists, by and large, or Pentecostals, even though you might disagree with their doctrine, but they are not going to hold back. But you have these preachers like Joel Osteen. You have a lot of these Catholics. They give you the feel-good, lukewarm broth kind of food, and you're starving spiritually. Yeah. And I'm no one to talk about this, so please don't get me wrong. Like, this is just me growing up 17 years being raised in that type of environment. And clearly, I'm not the perfect Christian. I never claimed to be, and I certainly don't preach to people. But I do find it very interesting how the Pope and the rest of these mainstream Catholics have said nothing, not a word. Instead, they focus on gun violence. Well, if you really want to like measure the statistics, you've got way more dying from abortion than you do gun violence.
Yeah, it's like
he talks about racism.
Million?
Oh, it's nuts. Yeah,
abortions
since it's been in existence in the 70s. Yeah,
that's
a majority
insane.
of which were black babies. So he wants to talk about racism. There you go.
Wiped out generations.
Oh man, it is what it is. All right, so green social credit, individual carbon footprint tracker pushed by China's Alibaba at World Economic Forum. This is real. This is real, ladies and gentlemen. This is something to pay attention to. Chinese tech giant Alibaba is developing a digital individual carbon footprint tracker to monitor the actions of the public. The firm's president announced at the Globalist World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland on Tuesday. Here's the best way to deal with this. When they have their next WEF meeting, drop a bomb on it, and that just Schwab all of them, get rid of them. Yeah. Speaking at a strategic outlook, responsible consumption WEF panel in Davos, Alibaba Group President J. Michael Evans said that his company will be introducing more surveillance systems within China in order to usher in a so-called greener future, which translates to do as we say or we're going to persecute you.
Wait, a greener future? Isn't China like one of the most polluted countries in the world?
We don't talk about that. We don't talk about that. Don't say that.
You would take this attractor.
We are developing through technology the ability for consumers to measure their own carbon footprint. They are where they are traveling, how they are traveling, what they are eating, what they are consuming on the platform, Evan says. Do you really think the rich elites are going to abide by this?
No, they're trying to issue a credit. So you're going to have to pay money to get a credit so you could get more of these green energy tokens, then you could run your business. And it comes down to...
They're talking about that social credit system.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's like if you have good behavior, right. It's like on that Black Hearts episode. Like, it's real. Like, that's the crazy part about it. It's kind of like in that episode. Did you ever see that? It's basically where it's kind of like you have Instagram and stuff like that, but you can connect with people's profiles in person and you can leave them like good stars, bad stars, how they treat you. So everybody's supposed to be like super nice. And then your star equals your credit system. So if you want to go into a high-end apartment, you have to have a certain likability. And that's like the episode was like really brilliant in how they did it. But then you look at China, it's like, oh no, it's real. Yeah. It's real. Don't think for a second they won't try and implement that shit here with Democrats in charge. Don't think 100%. For a second they won't.
That's exactly what they're trying to do right now.
100%.
They're trying to reset the world.
Look at how scared they are of free speech on Twitter. Yeah. Who would be afraid of that? Like, hey guys, we're gonna lift some of the bans or some of the terms of services on Instagram. I wouldn't be scared. Why would you? Oh, it's because you actually have to defend your points now against conservatives, and you can't just go run and hide and decry racism and bigotry and shit like that.
That's it.
Now you actually have to have some weight to your ideas. God forbid. Can't have that. The former Goldman Sachs banker, there's another one, banker dubbed the project the individual carbon footprint tracker, saying, stay tuned. We don't have it operational yet, but this is something we are working on. The Alibaba Group president said that the e-commerce platform, which operates similarly to Amazon and eBay, both of which do not operate in the communist country, would be providing the data to merchants and individual users. Evans did not disclose if the data would be shared with the government, which automatically means it certainly will. However, like the all Chinese corporations, Alibaba is beholden by law to provide data to the CCP, as it was reportedly pressured to do so in January of last year. You don't say.
Really?
No. Are you kidding me? You're talking about communists like come in and they say, no. Communism works, just not like in China. That's what communism leads to.
It just doesn't run right.
It just hasn't been done the right way.
The right person.
No, that's not real socialism. We have to do it the other way.
Shut up.
Okay.
The power which the central government has over the firm has also been publicly demonstrated by the disappearing of the billionaire founder of Alibaba, Jack Ma, in 2020, after he offered critiques of the communist economic model. Though he reappeared briefly in 2021, Ma has been reportedly lost some $10 billion from his net worth. I wonder why. I wonder how
much he has left.
They're probably like hamstringing that dude.
He's like under $1 billion, and he's like screaming, "I've only got 900 million.
And the freaking CCP did it." It's kind of like, you see, so all these liberals on Twitter freaking out about, free speech, we can't have that. You're the same as the communists. You're the same as the you are no different. Only thing is, like, at least the communists are fuckable. Liberals aren't. They're like ugly. They're fat, ugly, purple haired with metal all over their face, and they might have a dick. You just don't know. Okay, so I'll just admit it. I mean, it's not my fault. I was before I deleted my dating apps, I was on an app and I swiped right on a girl. She looked hot, and then I neglected to read the profile. And then once I actually sat down, I read the profile. I was like, I'm a trans woman. I'm like, oh, fuck me. She looked believable, and she was hot. He was hot. Whatever it was hot.
Gorgeous penis.
I felt dirty. I was like, oh my God, no. Swipe, nope. Nope, done. Absolutely. But, oh my God. And it's getting to a point now where you got to worry about that in the dating scenes. Like, so are you really a woman? And you're like, oh my God. Like, we live in this age. Like, oh my God. This is nuts. This is nuts. You got to love it.
What she said?
You got to love it. It's crazy.
Yeah, the filters that people can use nowadays.
I know.
It's really not that hard to make yourself look like a woman on an Instagram filter.
I couldn't tell because I went back and I looked. I couldn't see an Adam's app. I couldn't see anything. I was like, Jesus. But that's just, that's one of those concerns. It's like, and then someone will do something like, well, thankfully this person actually put it in their bio. So that was my fault. I should have read. And then once I did, I was like, okay, mistakes were made. Let's go back. Glad we didn't go on a date. That'd be awkward. So I was like, so whose dick is bigger? Whoever's dick is bigger, they're buying lunch, but whatever.
So you're going to pick me up, big boy?
We're going to play tummy sticks after this.
Did someone say steak?
Oh my God. It's true. I forget what I was talking about. I'm so tired right now. Oh my God. Well, Disney's back at it again. You gotta love this. Disney Gay Pride Collection clothing, which, by the way, they were making this for children too. So all you parents that are still wanting to go to Disney, just be advised, they've got pro-LGBT clothing for your children, which again, what is LGBT about? Gay or lesbian, bi, gay. These are all sexuality-based things. Stop sexualizing children.
Knock it off.
So when people want to sit there and say you're just anti-LGBT, I'm anti-sexualizing children. Here's the other deal. This is what liberals need to understand. When conservatives say, I want to raise my child not to be gay, you don't get a say in that. You don't get a say in that. If conservatives or liberals want to raise their children in, a specific way that falls in line with their religion, their principles, their morals, their values, you don't get a say, because ultimately what's at heart of why these liberals are so upset is that conservatives are not raising their children the way liberals want them to be raised. I don't want my children to be raised like a nut job like you out there. I don't. Absolutely not.
Oh, no.
Absolutely not. I want them raised religious. I want them raised with core fundamental values. They understand all the meanings of these things. But to sit there and say that, you should be raising your child to be pro-accepting of trans, yet it's like, no. Not in the sense of like, it's looked at as normal, because it's not. No. I will die on this hill. I don't care. Like, it's not normal. It's not. I don't care what they say about this.
No, I'm gonna raise my children to be respectful of everybody. But at the same time, that it's not
their role. You don't get to say. Yeah, absolutely not. So Disney Gay Pride Collection clothing made in anti-LGBT China. The Walt Disney Co.'s LGBTQ theme Pride Collection fashion line features clothing manufactured in China, which continues to regard homosexuality as a mental disorder, and recently announced a crackdown on sissy men in entertainment.
I think Korea needs to take a lesson in this, because this K-pop shit that I don't understand how women like are fawning over, these metrosexual little kind of super white dudes with like weird like anime hair. It's like, oh my God, they're so hot. It's like, what?
Why wouldn't Disney find a company here in the United States that's homosexually owned and run and use them?
Because it's cheaper in China.
Yeah.
You know why. Fuck, we've dealt with this.
I know,
you know
why.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they weren't such douchebags,
exactly,
they could say, yeah, we really support the homosexual community, and we're going to find a gay-owned business that can facilitate this order for us. But instead, they go over to China where it's illegal to be
gay.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, absolutely. It's bad.
I'm surprised China they have a theme park over there too, right? I think they do. Let me look real quick.
A theme park, what kind?
Like a Disney theme.
I think they do.
Let me see.
That's going to be interesting, because you got to love how devout some of these people are, that they'll say that they're like pro-LGBT. It's like, well, if you're pro-LGBT, why are you operating a Disney park, a theme park in
Shanghai
China?
Disney.
Okay, so then why is Disney operating in China where it's illegal to be homosexual?
And why does
That's
a
weird.
country that doesn't like homosexuality allow a company that is so pro-homosexual?
Like Ilhan Omar said, it's all about the Benjamins, baby. Except I wasn't referencing Jews on that one, like she was. Like, that's kind of anti-Semitic, but do go on. Like you're a terrorist anyway, so do go on. You fucked your brother. Fuck your face. Fuck your fucking face, brother fucker. You're a boner biting fuck, brother fucker. I fucked my brother yesterday. Hey, Terrence. Hey, head up. We're going to go on a brother fucking adventure. Oh, my God. Yeah, you got to love it. Here's the thing. I will totally pat myself on the back. We lost Tipsy's Woodworking because essentially we were doing really good at the Renaissance Festival here in Texas. And this was back in 2021. And they were basically like, because we did one season. It was 2020? Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was. Oh, man, it's been that long.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know if you followed me, if you followed Tipsy's Woodworking and the mugs that we were making, they were doing pretty good. And then when we went to the Ren Fair, like that was the place to be. Like that was kind of like, okay, you need to be here. This is exactly the demographic you're going after. And we were damn near selling out every weekend. Yeah. Well, when COVID hit and then they were talking about bringing people back, they required proof of vaccine. I was like, no, we're not doing it. Yeah. They canceled our contract, and they basically said, you're not going to say you're banned from here. You're never coming back, because we vocally criticized their policies, which apparently you're not supposed to do if you're in a contract with them.
Some douchebag that refers to himself as the king.
That wasn't him.
Oh, wasn't
he's the actor. It wasn't him.
Oh, okay.
He was just handling the social media. This was the owner. He's some decrepit old fuck that he just needs to die. I'm such a mean son of a bitch. I don't care about these people. I genuinely don't. You could be on the side of the road dying. I'm not going to stop if I knew who these people were. I mean, I'm going to stop, but you get what I'm saying. Like, if I knew it was him.
Obviously, I'm going to stop.
It's like if he's like dangling off the edge of a bridge about to jump, like, oh, no, you probably should give me your wallet before you
open your mouth.
Because they ruin people's lives. They don't give a shit. They don't care. But they were basically saying that, you got to have proof of vaccination. It's like, no, I will not force my employees to do that. So they canceled our contract and Tipsy's Woodworking went under. And the thing that sucked is that we had to let people go. Mm-hmm. I did not want to force that on the employees. I felt like that was a violation of the constitutional protected rights of freedom, the basic foundation of it. And as a result, Tipsy's Woodworking went under. Mm-hmm. And we just couldn't keep going with it. People were asking us to, but we couldn't. And unfortunately, that's the stand we took. So then if we can take a stand like that, why can't Disney?
Yeah.
Why can't Disney? If you are so pro-LGBT, why the hell are you opening up theme parks or running theme parks in countries where it's illegal to be homosexual? Or is it because in that case, you're going to separate politics with business? Yeah. But in America, that's different. You guys are some fucking hypocrites, man.
You know what's even more strange is that their stock is down like 28%.
Oh, it's continuing to drop, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
and it's Netflix as well. Yeah.
Netflix. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. It looks like Netflix is finally turning a corner here where they're like, hey, if you don't like these things, then get the...
I hold judgment. I don't think they're going to stick with it. I mean, maybe they will. I don't know. Maybe they will.
The thing all these companies have in common is that they have Obama administration people. I pinch your head.
I love this new studio. This is great. No, you're right. You're 100% right. It's all about the Benjamins. They don't give. Look, and this is what like gay communities need to understand.
When it comes time for them to virtue signal on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and they change their profile, they don't give a fuck about you. Like, legitimately look at what they're doing in China, how they're operating, and say, how can you say that you're pro-LGB and then you operate in a place where it's illegal? It'd be like opening up a freaking virginity thing or a sex shop in the Middle East. It's like, what?
I know.
This doesn't make any sense. It's like, I don't get it. But, you know.
Ricky Gervais was right when he was hosting the Oscars or Grammy, whichever one it was. He's like, you guys are such hypocrites. If Al Qaeda had a streaming service, you would have your agent be calling him up. Like, you know what?
He's right.
He gets it.
He does get it. He's truthful. Disney's Pride collection includes apparel made in China labels, according to items obtained by Breitbart News. At least one of those items is made from 100% cotton, which may have been sourced from slave labor regions in China, though it remains unclear. Okay, Breitbart's leading with that one. I mean, you got to confirm that. Don't make speculation. But the company, which did not respond to requests for comment from Breitbart News, kicked off the apparel line this month. Wait, is June gay month?
It seems like
every month is fucking gay month. Oh my God, I'm so
that's
over
all
it.
that they talk about is
I'm telling you,
homosexual rights. Like,
I'm
there's
telling you,
some
bro.
sort of camp that they're being kept in where they can't vote, they can't go buy groceries, they can't get on television
We're
for some reason.
We're so oppressed as we sit here and march through the city with our iPhones and talk about how oppressed we are.
I mean,
oh my God, it's kind of funny
endless.
to see like how black liberals and then LGBT was like, we want equal rights. What the fuck are you talking about?
What it's better to be a homosexual.
Oh my God,
especially
if you're a black
minority.
homosexual. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Homosexual at this point because you could become press secretary without any credentials at all.
Yeah. So, that woman tap dances more than Jen Psaki does. Like she will. Oh my God. Like listening to her go. Oh my God. It's so funny. It's like, you know what? I'm here for this. I want to see this just. I want to see this clown show unfold right before me with, you know, it feels like every person that Biden's going to select to be the press secretary, it's like, all right, well, kiss your life goodbye or kiss your career goodbye. Like, just get up there. I hope your tap shoes are good. You're ready to just start tap dancing around the truth.
I don't know.
So about this, let me tap dance.
Nutsack, you got a news job.
We'll see how long that lasts.
A cushy newsroom.
We will see how long that lasts. I don't think she's going to last.
How does MSNBC stay in? Like, how do any of these companies stay in business?
That's a very good question. I mean, CNN lost its streaming service 1 month into it. It's like, probably should have known that. Yeah. When you got Brian Stelter up there, it's like, just whatever.
I know, that's the face of your company.
That's the face you want to go with. You should have went with Don Lemon, a black gay guy. I mean, at least with him, you'd been like, okay, well, and you know, he's a douche, but he's better spoken than Stelter. Stelter's like a little fat nerd. Like, you know, he got beat up in high school. You know he did.
I want to give him a wedgie every time I see that warm face.
I would say flush his hair down the toilet, but you know, that's not going to work. Whatever. But yeah, Disney's Pride merchandise is geared for both children and adults, featuring rainbow-themed motifs imposed on familiar Disney brands, including Star Wars. Like, what are you doing? Stop ruining people's childhoods, you fucking morons. Christ. Forgive me, Father, I shouldn't say that. Imposed on familiar Disney brands, including Star Wars, Marvel, and Pixar. Some items feature slogans, including belong, believe, be proud. And then you're just looking at, if you're watching on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube, you'll see you see what I've got pulled up here. These shirts aren't even good looking. They're gay. Pretty fucking gay, dude. The Walt Disney Company will be donating all of our profits from the Disney Pride Collection sales now through June 30th to support LGBTQIA youth and families. For more information about organization Disney is funding, like Disney went uber gay. Like, it's super gay. They don't even look good. But whatever. China decriminalized homosexuality. Oh, wait, hold on. China decriminalized homosexuality in 1997, but the Communist Party still looks unfavorably upon gay people and significantly restricts displays of alleged homosexual or effeminate behavior. Okay, so then you're still being targeted by the government.
Yeah.
Communist leaders announced in September a ban on sissy or girly men in entertainment in an effort to promote masculinity among the country's young men. Oh my God. I'm all for freedom. Kind of like, is this a bad idea? If we did that in America, there goes like 80% of Hollywood men. Yeah. That's a lot of gay people, bro. Oh my God. Last year, a Chinese court ruled that the printing of the words homosexuality is a psychological disorder, which appeared in a university textbook used in eastern China's Jiangsu province, was not an error. Why don't we see gay people over there protesting?
Because they would be murdered?
Yeah, I guess so. They actually don't have rights over there.
Oh, that's what no rights looks like.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
China okays label homosexuality, psychological disorder in textbook. Blah, blah, blah. The Communist Party has also allied itself with the Taliban. The Chinese dictator Xi Jinping recently praising the sovereignty and independence, territorial integrity of Afghanistan. The Taliban persecute LGBT people and women and girls, generally subjecting the former to torture, imprisonment, and even execution. Disney continues to maintain a cozy relationship with the Communist Party despite the regime's well-documented human rights atrocities in Tibet and occupied East Turkestan, the region the Communist Party refers to as Xinjiang. I said that wrong, but whatever. In contrast, the company has declared war on Florida's parental rights and education law, which, again, that was the Don't Say Gay bill. They intentionally misrepresented it because essentially they want to get the LGBT riled up, because we all know when the gay and black community take to the streets, shit's getting burned and asses are getting fucked. So they knew exactly what they were doing. Rile up the freaking communities that protest the most and get them on your side. And then finally people started understanding and saying, oh no, this is a parental rights bill, meaning stop sexualizing children. That includes all sexuality, to include straight or heterosexuality. And people were kind of like, well, we're just not going to talk about that, but whatever. Here, or you could just do this. Here's an idea. Just sell your shit and shut the fuck up.
How about that?
People are tired, and I call it, people are getting tired of it. That's why Shell Shock's never taken a position. You know, we do have a lot of people on the Shell Shock website or Instagram and shit, like they don't know who I am. And it's good. That's how it should be. They don't know who I am because I don't want to politicize Shell Shock. But so June is Pride Month. Fuck me. I'm so wait, it felt like it was just, I thought February was Pride Month.
I'm telling you, like,
does it rotate?
It's every single day it feels like something in the news comes out where it's like, okay.
And I don't hate gay people, but fuck me running.
Our
just
new press secretary, who's our first black, openly gay
immigrant. Which, if you really think about it, serves as an example of the American is the land of opportunity. Obviously. You had a homosexual black immigrant come over. You want to talk about like inequality? Like explain that one then. Like fuck.
Yeah,
we're oppressed. Are you serious? We have an idiot press secretary. She's stupid, legitimately. But fuck,
she's probably got the worst job in America.
Oh, right now she does, yeah. That just goes to show you that, man, I've just, who would want that job? Like, I just don't get why it's like, hey, you want to subject yourself to like endless criticisms and be the target of a lot of hatred? Well, then we have a job for you.
I know. You'd think you'd make more money just as an anchor, right? Because I don't know, like a press secretary, that can't make. I mean, the highest paid person over there is Fauci, which is like $500,000.
I thought it was like $600,000.
It's pretty high.
I don't.
Then the president gets like $400,000, and then everybody else is like around $200,000. So you'd think you'd be making more money as a anchor over at one of those dirtbag news stations.
It's just, but do they have the longevity though? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it's just a power thing.
It's something, all right. The Walt Disney Co. is reportedly broadening its business footprint into anti-gay countries Algeria, Egypt, Libya, Morocco, Oman, Qatar, and Saudi Arabia, where homosexuality is illegal. Weird. Weird. Fuck Disney. Okay. World Economic Forum. Australia's e-safety commissioner calls for recalibration of human rights free speech. You know what that means. You can only get to say what we want you to say. Australian government's e-safety commissioner called for a recalibration of the right to freedom of speech at the World Economic Forum during its annual meeting, which sees global elites from enterprise and government descend on the ski resorts of town of Davos, Switzerland. Speaking to the World Economic Forum panel on Monday, Commissioner Julie Inman Grant spoke of the need to rethink various rights, including the right to free speech. We are finding ourselves in a place where we have increasing polarization everywhere. And everything feels binary when it doesn't need to be. And Mom Grant said, I haven't even read this article, but I'm already to forecast it saying that everything feels polarizing. Essentially what she's calling for is the abolishment of anyone with a dissenting opinion that goes contrary to the mainstream narrative of the LGBT, all this bullshit out there. Australia's government, because, you know, they lock their people down harder than Nazis did. They put them in camps. And I was having a conversation last night with a friend of mine, and I think she's more left-leaning. But it was a group of us, but I know she's left-leaning. And I talked about it. I was like, you can't sit there and tell me. I was like, or I asked her more so. I was like, what do you think kept America from doing the camp thing? She's like, well, I was like, it's because of the Second Amendment. I was like, I guarantee if it would have went to that level, people would have started shooting. Oh. The government knew better. Like, the government pushed it as far as it went. If it would have came down to camps, you're going to be getting hit.
Remember that those ranchers?
Yep.
What was it? Was it in Montana?
I forget where it was.
I think was their last name Bundy?
I forget. You're talking about the ones that stood off against the cops on the bridge. And they were like really about to start shooting.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's how you do it. That's how you get the government's attention. You get enough people together that are armed, the government's going to start listening.
Yeah. They weren't letting
That takes a lot.
Yep. And then they finally backed down.
They did. That's what it takes. It's like, if you want to do this, you better be prepared to die.
Yeah.
Those cops on those bridges, like, I hope you're ready to die for this because I'm ready to die for my land. You're just dying for a job. I hope you're ready.
For $38,000
Nevada.
Somebody
or no, people are saying Wyoming, Nevada. I don't know.
I can't remember exactly where it was. It was somewhere.
People are saying Oregon.
Northwest.
Apparently, it's happened a lot.
Yeah. Where these ranchers stand up for themselves, and the government tries to come in and
people are just like putting fucking
them.
random states in here now. It's like North Carolina, Oregon. Y'all don't know. Shut up, Los Angeles. You don't know. You don't know. Jesus. Out there like just spitting shit out like you think you know. You don't know. I don't know either, but I know what you're talking about. I remember that because I remember seeing the pictures of cops like on the bridge between the Jersey barriers and then a sniper rifle with his head backwards. It's like, all right. We're finding ourselves in a bubble. Okay, so I think we're going to have to think about recalibration of a whole range of human rights that are playing out online, from the freedom of speech to being free from online violence, she added. What is online violence? I'm genuinely curious. What is online violence?
That's our usual conversation that we have. How dare they?
What is online violence? It's John Burke hoping Nancy Pelosi dies.
What do you mean every month is gay month?
Oh my God. Words hurt. Words hurt if you let them hurt. This is what kills me. We need to recalibrate human rights. What gives you the right? Who the fuck are you?
I know.
Who are you to sit there? Because human rights come from God.
Mm-hmm.
And they will argue on that, because if you don't believe in God, well, human rights must come from human beings. Then it's like, okay, whatever.
Really?
Can you believe the idea that freedom, a man is to be free, is invented by man? Well, then who created man? I can't fathom that, because if you really boil it down to it, it's just kind of like, whether you think that we came out of the primordial ooze or whatever the case may be, you think that man has the power to control other men? I don't. I certainly don't.
Yeah.
But instead, men create freedom. No, God creates man. Therefore, man is free. I just can't fathom that. But this is how these people think. And I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't be sad if somebody popped them. I wouldn't. Australia's e-safety commissioner, Julie Iman Grant, tells the World Economic Forum we need a recalibration. Blah, blah, blah. All right. Australia's e-safety independence regulator, created following the passing of Australia's controversial Online Safety Act, is described as the world's first government agency committing to keeping its citizens safer online. The world's first government agency. Okay. Now, Crenshaw was doing this interview. I saw it, and he's 100% wrong. He says, I don't care about stuff like this. He's like, that's why the right thinks that, they think people on the right are crazy. Crenshaw, are you not watching this? Are you not seeing this unfold? You care so much about Russia and what's going on over there, because how it could affect us over time. What about this right here? You should care about this. If we have a strong foreign policy, this should be a blip on your radar. The 52-year-old e-safety commissioner, who was reappointed for a further 5-year term by the Australian government earlier this year, also called for similar readjustments for the right of data protection in light of the right to child dignity. Iman Grant appeared last week on a panel chaired by Representative Ro Khanna, a Democrat out of California, of the far-left British think tank, the Center for Countering Digital Hate, which has waged a campaign of pressure against Facebook to force the social media giant to clamp down further against conservative media. That's what it's all about. The hate, the misinformation, all this stuff, it's aimed at conservatives, because if you say trans isn't real and it's made up and it's bullshit, that's hate. They don't like that. I made a tweet the other day. I said there's no such thing as trans kids. There are kids, and the kids that are politically manipulated by adults that honestly should be locked up in prison to serve as political badges to wave around about how woke they are. Because here's the deal. I remember what I thought of when I was a kid, playing G.I. Joes and not shitting my pants.
That was it.
And whether we're getting chicken nuggets for lunch or not.
I gotta say, man,
It's
Bill
disgusting.
Maher is
yeah, go ahead. Talk about that.
Talking about if trans kids is a real thing, why is it regional? Why is there more trans kids in California than there are Ohio?
Yeah.
Like,
he was on the money.
Solid point. I mean, I would agree with a lot of what that guy has said. In
Did you ever think that we'd be in a position where we would be agreeing with the likes of Bill Maher?
It was just a matter of time before people started to be like, okay, this is crazy now what's going on. This is crazy that we're talking about giving kids hormone blockers or changing their sex at 4, 5, 6 years old. I mean, that is insane.
It is.
Any parent that thinks that giving your kids some hormone blockers or any sort of body altering substance and that's not going to affect them long term.
Exactly.
It's just crazy.
And look, what we just said right here to many would be constituted as hate speech.
Yeah.
This would be online violence. And the point that you just made, I 100% agree with. I think it's founded in common sense and rational logic. But they would view it as, oh my God, well then that's too much. You shouldn't be allowed to have that opinion. Well, so then you're not for free speech.
No, it's my son, he's not going to wear a dress.
No.
You want to know why? Because I want him to grow up to be a man.
Yep.
And I want him to be a great husband, a great father, and a great citizen, and and live a good life.
Yeah.
And it all starts with wearing the right uniform.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I remember like when my son used to wear my daughter's high heels for like 1 or 2 times, and I was kind of like, and then he took it off and then popped her on the head with it. It's like, okay, we're good. And he's still violent, we're good.
Yeah, I mean, it's like wearing stilts.
Yeah. Well, it was shoes to them.
Stuff that kids do.
It was just,
I don't think about that shit.
It was just shoes to him. And so instead, liberals will look at that. It's like, oh my God, he wants to be a woman. No, they're just shoes. He doesn't understand the classification that comes with that, man versus woman, boy versus girl. So no, because every time like my children want to do something, like, no, that's for girls, no, that's for boys. And look at that, they grew up to be just fine. It wasn't like trying to suppress anybody's like emotional needs, like, oh my God, they're trans and he's 3. No, you're just a fucking nut job is what you are.
Yeah, I mean,
like, these parents should be locked up for child abuse. It's mental manipulation. It's Munchausen syndrome.
It's not to say that some of these kids won't grow up to be gay.
Yeah,
but everybody's got to go through puberty.
Yeah,
everybody's got to make that journey.
Yeah.
So,
but to deny that and giving them puberty blockers,
right.
like, what? That's got to have some kind of psychological effect on the brain,
right?
I can't imagine that. I just can't imagine that. Yeah. That's disgusting. And our own president okayed that. Our own president said, "Hey, man, let's give him puberty blockers because I don't want him to grow up, so I keep smelling him. He's 38-year-old kid. Okay, yeah, it smells like delusions. All right.
Well, allegedly, his daughter." What's her name? Amber?
I didn't know he had a daughter.
I didn't either.
Everything's on Hunter. I mean...
Sounds like that diary she had was pretty disturbing.
Oh, yeah, the one that went missing?
Yeah. Went missing.
Because I think James O'Keefe had it and then turned to the FBI and then it went away. Go figure.
But they talked about the contents of it and
they said it was really bad.
There's allegations of him taking showers with her. Yeah. Shit like that. I mean, this guy's a...
They're all perverts, dude. They're all perverts.
Serious pervs.
They think they're untouchable.
I mean, his son having sex with his brother's
wife.
Yeah, his dead brother's wife.
That's so fucked up. That is so fucked up. You lose your son to cancer, I believe, who, by the way, he served honorably, so I'm not going to knock his service. But then your other crackhead brother who got kicked out dishonorably is just sleeping with your wife? Like, what the shit? Do you have any standards at all?
No.
That's how these people are. They don't live in the same reality that you and I do. They have endless money. They think they have endless power.
From the videos that he's posted, I'll say no, he doesn't.
I can't say that I have ever smoked crack and gotten a foot job at the same time, or done either. To tell you the truth, I'm not appalled, or I'm not. I don't know. Getting a foot job just doesn't tickle my fancy. It doesn't.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I just don't want your little hobbit feet near my dick. I don't. Especially when they have like those long toenails. Like, oh, this isn't going to end well. Like, I'm going to get castrated. I'm going to get like another freaking, oh God, circumcision. You took off too much. Put some back. She is currently working on the White House gender policy. Wait, hold on. Emma Grant appeared last week on a panel, which is to clamp down against further conservative media. She is currently working with the White House Gender Policy Council. A gender policy council? Shut the front. Oh, How many people are on this council and how much are they getting paid? Oh my God. A gender policy council? This is what we're... shut the fuck up. Gender Policy Council, as well as the government of Denmark, on the Global Partnership for Action Against Gender-Based Harassment and Abuse. And in response to the commissioner's message, the House Committee on the Judiciary GOP account tweeted, no. Good. At least the GOP is standing up against it. Crenshaw, I mean... No, thank you. Not in America. Don't mess with our free speech here, wrote former Representative Joe Walsh. We like our First Amendment just fine, no matter how much recalibration of free speech the rest of the world does, he added. The World Economic Forum, thinking that they might have any right whatsoever to weigh in on limits to free speech is ridiculous, wrote former Democrat presidential candidate Mariana Williamson. No, you evil freaks. We will not be recalibrating anything, Dave Rubin. The matter comes to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, prepared to set up a recently paused disinformation governance board intended to combat. So when people think what's going on in China and things like that won't happen here, you had to take one look at the disinformation board. We were almost there.
It's still not.
They said it's paused.
Just because
we're watching. Yeah. And here's the other thing. Like, I don't doubt for a second they're still not. They're probably doing it.
Oh, yeah.
They're just not going to talk about it.
100%. It wasn't really received with the warm welcome they were hoping,
exactly.
Right?
It's like even Democrats are like, nope, not at all. You know, when there's bipartisan support for your fucking stupid policy, you know you fucked up.
I think, by and large, most of us in this country agree on just about every, like, lower taxes, lower.
It's the fringe. It's the fringe that gets the spotlight on the media.
Yeah, it's just that mainstream media, the legacy media, who gets out there and pretends like they have all the support, and then they get these groups together to go and burn down cities and shit.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah. It's fucking ridiculous. But real quick, before we move on, make sure you check out shellshockcbd.com. Here's the tea combo deals right here. I'll post the links in the chat for you, but you can check out the various teas that we have. These are THC free. You will not pop on a drug test. You have my word on that. Here you go. Spam the link in the chat. You can check these out. Now, you see the normal prices are $20 per 10. You can get them at a discounted price if you become a subscriber. It's just that easy. You can get this sent to you every single month. You can get the 3-tea gift set for $56.97 or individually at $19.99, or if you subscribe, you save 10%. And by the way, the deal that we currently have going right now is to where if you become a subscriber and you want to do the 3-tea set, you're going to get 15% off plus a free coffee mug or tea mug. That's a hell of a deal. So if you are a fan of our CBD tea, and again, it's not overwhelming. It's not to the point where you taste it's like, oh, it's too much. It's like that right.
It's really good.
It's really good. And the chamomile tea does help with sleep there as well. So check that out. Again, become a subscriber. Get a, hold on, where is it at? There we go. Become a subscriber. You get your first hemp tea for the deal bundle at 5% off. Buy 2, you get 10% off, or you buy 3 combo and you get the 15% off plus the free coffee mug. And again, we've had a lot of compliments. People are asking where they can get this. It's on the website. You got to be a subscriber. Why? Because we're trying to boost our subscriber list. Not even gonna lie to you about that one, but that's also, you're benefiting off of that. That's 10% off. That's an amazing deal. Plus, you get access to other deals. We have the ice shakers. Gronkowski's brother, he actually runs this company. We're working with him. I think we got like 40 ice shakers for sale. I think they're like $40. These things are like better than Yetis. They will keep your beverage cold for hours. I left one in my car when it was hot out the other day. Came back, it was still cold. Word of honor. I promise you, word of honor. So you can go check that out. That is, again, shellshockcbd.com. Here is the site. It's shellshockcbd.com. The teas are right there. Spam the link in the chat. There you go. Check that out. That is, again, shellshockcbd.com. And the 38% off sale comes this Thursday. All right. Let's get into this. State Farm urges its Florida agents to donate books on transgenderism to age 5+ students. So essentially, they're saying that we are going to, like, State Farm, like, oh my God. Do you idiots not learn? Do you idiots not learn? Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Like, if you want to throw here's the deal with these companies. There's something you need to understand. The transgenderism movement is losing a lot of steam. Americans are pushing back. They are pushing back. They don't want this. They don't like this. Even the LGBT does not like this. By and large, I'm telling you. So you companies that are coming out there supporting this transgender ideology and pushing it on kids, you better be careful, because people will remember this. Yeah. They will remember this, and they'll come after you for it, and justifiably so. You think you're on the right side of history. You are not.
I know.
You are not.
I think I'm going to cancel my State Farm insurance now.
I wouldn't blame you one bit. No. They're calling for agents to donate transgenderism books to kids 5. No. This is disgusting. This is disgusting. How can you like, if State Farm, oh my God, I'm getting so upset that it's kind of like, if we are in need of a civil war. We're getting to the point we are in need of a cultural civil war, and these people should be gone after. Honestly, this is peddling pedophilia. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. How could you ever acknowledge this or be pro pushing this on children? It's disgusting.
I know. Why are you so hell-bent on talking to kids about sex?
Because they want more and more to conform these kids. They're trying to indoctrinate the future generations to vote liberal. That's the best way to do it. That's the best way to do it. It's disgusting. By and large, these people are unhinged. Oh, my God. So State Farm urges its Florida agents to donate books on transgenderism to age 5+ students. The plan was revealed in an email obtained by Consumers Research, a self-described independent educational nonprofit organization. The 3 books, a kid's book about being transgender, a kid's book about being non-binary, and a kid's book about being inclusive, that promote the narrative that regardless of one's biological sex, gender identity is something children can choose. No, they can't. You are a man or a woman. That's all there is to it. Well, gender is a social construct. You're right, and you live in it. That's the predominant way that we think in this country, much less this world. Go to the Middle East and say what gender you are. They don't give a fuck about you. Go to Australia. They don't care. Go to Germany. They don't care. Only in America is this shit fly, and it needs to stop. These people, you know how you stop this? You make fun of them. You harass them. You make fun of them. You poke at them. You say, look how stupid you are. But that's why they try and censor free speech on social media so you can't do that. But that's why they're so scared of the conservatives moving over to Twitter, because then you freaking crazy people out there, you're going to have us coming after you saying, okay, you're a nut job. You're a nut job. And they don't like that because the empowered community that supposedly is so strong, you melt. Yeah. You melt. And you get on stage and you attack minority actors like Dave Chappelle. Jeez. So empowered.
Alec killed a guy.
And Van Taylor got his butthole licked. The Washington Examiner was allowed to review the emails, which reveal State Farm collaborated with Gender Cool Project, which promotes getting books into the schools. The Gender Cool Project markets the 3-book bundle to children ages 5 and over. So wait a minute. I'm not going down that road. Whatever. The Gender Cool Project, dated January 18th, the email was sent by Jose Soto, a corporate responsibility analyst for State Farm in Florida, and in addition to promoting the company's partnership with the Gender Cool Project, it sought to recruit 6 State Farm insurance agents in Florida to receive these books in March, then donate them to their community by the end of April. While the communique only referenced reoccurring volunteer agents in Florida, it indicated that the program is a nationwide initiative. The project goal is to increase representation of the LGBTQ books and support our communities in having challenging, important, and empowering conversations with children ages 5 and up. And the email said, this is a fantastic way to give back, an easy project. Give back to what? You're not giving anything back. You're giving them books. You are trying to indoctrinate them into your skewed ideology, your perverted, disgusting, mentally insane idea. I'm sorry, transgenderism is a psychological disorder. You will not convince me otherwise. It 100% is.
Why wouldn't they pass out books about Jesus?
Oh, of course not. I'm not going to do that.
I mean, it would be the same.
Yeah.
They would expect the same results, right?
How is this in any way helping our economy, our social it's not. This is a political drive to indoctrinate more youth, and it's disgusting. It is disgusting. They do want to fuck up your kids' heads, ladies and gentlemen. And that's why, as parents, you should be getting involved and seeing what it is these schools are teaching. And if they're teaching this just insanity, then yes, you go out there. You make them afraid. Yep. You go to these school board meetings. I don't give a fuck if they brand you a domestic terrorist. Get your guns, get your ammunition, brace yourself, because I'm telling you, this administration is so far off the walls that when you dub parents at these school conference boards and they say no, and you're calling them domestic terrorists like some politicians have done, it's war.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to come down to the shooting's going to start because your kids should be protected from these perverts. Yeah. It all boils down to the sexualization of children. Yeah. It's disgusting.
No, they're the domestic terrorists.
They are the domestic. These people are perverts. They are perverts. Now, here's the deal. Don't get me wrong. If you're trans, live your life.
Yeah, who cares?
But stop forcing it on the children. That's where the line gets drawn for me. I am not sitting there saying that trans people should not have equal rights. They should, yes. But when you start going after children in schools, in publicly funded schools, you've crossed the line.
And they do have equal rights.
They do, 100%. You just don't want to be bullied and harassed for you just having this stupid outlook that basically you're probably going to outgrow eventually. Because what, like 61% of trans people convert back?
Yeah, and the only people that are really have any kind of leg up are the wealthy.
Oh, absolutely.
And politicians.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd say it's probably best to be a politician in this country than anything else.
Oh, my God. Tell me about it.
If you can wield power.
100%. Here's a good thing, though. Texas leaves National School Boards Association after White House collusion revealed. Listen to this. This is nuts. The Texas affiliate of National School Boards Association, NSBA, cut ties with the national organization Monday after an investigation showed the group colluded with the Biden administration to investigate concerned parents as domestic terrorists. This is real. The Texas Association of School Boards, TASB, is the 23rd state school board association to sever its affiliation with the NSBA after it sent a letter to the Biden asking the administration to treat parents speaking at school board meetings as domestic terrorists. I'm telling you this right now. These people that put out these freaking memos and say treat them like that, you should be brought up on charges. Like, oh my God, you're calling for these parents. Like, dude, if a parent came and popped you in the head, you deserved it.
You should be yanked out of power.
Oh my God, you should be yanked. You should be imprisoned. Yeah. Are you serious? You fucking kidding me? You're in a position of authority and you're saying that parents that are concerned about their children, and then Kamala comes out and says community children. And a bitch, you get the fuck away from my kids. You're out of your mind. It is not a community. That is not a community.
Nope.
They are not yours, and your camera died. Okay, we got to work on that. We got to get your shit squared. The TSAB said in a press release that internal investigation into the creation of the letter showed operational deficiencies and lack of internal controls and processes within the NSBA. Within the letter, the NSBA bluntly admitted to collusion with the White House, a move many believe was used to develop a pretext to go after parents. The organization even wanted to ask for National Guard deployments to local school board meetings. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Let me read that for you one more time. The organization even wanted to ask for National Guard deployments to local school board meetings. To do what? To suppress. The fuck out of here. What are these people so afraid of? You need the National Guard. Are you kidding me? The letter led Attorney General Merrick Garland to sick the FBI on parents and use counterterrorism tools to investigate them. Dude, I'll be honest with you. If you're a cop and you enforce this, fuck you and your badge. Fuck you and your badge. We have been intently waiting for the release of this independent investigation for nearly 2 months, said TASB Executive Director Dan Troxel. With this report now available, it's clear that the NSBA's internal process and controls do not meet the good governance practices that TASB expects and requires in a member organization. The Texas affiliate was relatively late in the process of cutting ties, as many state affiliates left the NSBA in late 2021 in the wake of backlash to the letter. Parents speaking at school board meetings across the country were primarily outraged by the revelations that their children were being indoctrinated with critical race and queer theories, as well as the draconian coronavirus policies that mask children and shut down schools, leading to significant learning loss and other developmental stunting. This is real. Jesus. D.C. Attorney General sues Mark Zuckerberg over Facebook privacy failures. Washington, D.C. Attorney General is suing Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg over the social media giant's misleading privacy policies and failure to protect user data. Dude, my Facebook page of over 500,000 is done. It's worthless. I'm getting maybe 1,000 reach. Maybe. I get more on my private Facebook page, John Savage. You can find me there. Dude, it's insane. I could show you. I posted the stats. Dude, they have throttled me, which makes me wonder. Now, I'm going to venture a guess here. They have shut me down. It's like, why don't you just ban my page? Don't throttle my reach. Just ban my page. Just at least come out and be fucking, honest with your hypocrisy. But then I look at pages like Ben Shapiro, Steven Crowder, a lot of these other people, and their reach is insane. I think they're playing the game. They're paying. I think they're paying the game. I think so as well. It's
Probably.
Like, why are you talking about? Maybe it's just one of these things that you got to pay to play the game to go against evil. But it's like you are paying these big tech companies a lot of money for your reach, your audience, all these things, and yet you turn around and you say, "Why are you censoring free speech?" You're paying these people, like you're paying these people.
Yeah,
you're empowering them. And I do have questions about that. I'm like, wait a minute, how can you sit there? I mean, I'm thinking out loud on this one, but it's like, how can you sit there and be against social media censorship, and then you turn around and you pay these companies astronomical amounts of money, only to continue censoring other conservative sites, except the ones that pay? I'm curious. I'm curious. I'm very curious about that. How is your reach not being throttled? Maybe we should hire lawyers to go after Facebook. It's like, what are you doing?
Could do that.
Snickerdoodle Coffee, hold back on commenting on that shooting. We're not getting into that until more facts come out. Washington, D.C. Attorney, the Washington Examiner reports that Washington, D.C. Attorney is now known as Meta. CEO Mark Zuckerberg of the company's misleading privacy policies and failure to protect sensitive user data. And this is true. They got hacked. A lot of that stuff was released. According to the lawsuit filed on Monday in D.C. Superior Court, Racine is accusing Zuckerberg of violating privacy protection laws and claiming that Facebook has profited from the acquisition and monetization of user data. Oh, absolutely they do. They sell your shit. Absolutely do. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. We should probably get some big tech lawyers.
I'm telling you, man, this
get my verified account back on Instagram.
Stuff they do is just...
It's ridiculous.
It really is. I mean, because you set these platforms up and people get on them and then they start making a living off of their social media accounts and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden you yank it out from underneath them without any warning or anything like that?
Dude, let me pull up, because I normally used to do this Meme War Monday, and that, people will share their memes. They'll go on there, they'll share all their memes in one comment thread. And normally it gets like, 1,000, 2,000 comments. It gets a massive reach. Right now, that one has 1,200 reach and 16 comments. I'm looking at posts. I'm not hitting over 1,000 people reach. There's a 1,200. There's a 1,460. There's a 900. There's a 1,000. There's a 934. Dude, it's insane. They have stunted my growth so much. Like, the page is worthless. This page that I spent 5 years building, putting content into, creating content, all this shit, they have destroyed it. They have destroyed it. All because of what? Because I'm not left-leaning.
Mm-hmm.
God. That's crazy to me.
Bastards.
That's bastards, yeah. That's crazy to me. But again, whatevs. They're doing it to themselves. People are getting fed up with this. They're getting sick of it. They don't like this shit. That's why there's Truth Social. The Truth Social is blowing up now too. You can find me over there at John Burke, by the way. Yeah. I'm on Truth Social. Truth Social's taking off. It is. It's picking up steam. It is picking up steam.
Fuck Facebook.
Yeah. It's just funny to me.
I've always been team Winklevoss.
Winklevoss? Those are the ones who like co-own Facebook that he fucked over?
Yeah, the brothers who came up with the idea. The twins.
It is funny. And then last but most certainly not least, we got 22,000 migrants apprehended along the U.S. southern border after court saves Title 42. Border Patrol agents along the U.S. southwest border with Mexico apprehended more than 22,000 migrants since Friday. Damn. The migrant surge took place on the weekend leading up to the expected termination of the CDC's Title 42 coronavirus protection protocol. A federal judge stopped the Biden administration from ending the program on the announced May 23rd date. A source operating under the umbrella of U.S. Customs and Border Patrol told Breitbart Texas agents assigned to the southwest border with Mexico apprehended more than 22,000 migrants over the weekend. More than 9,000 of the weekend's apprehensions occurred in the Rio Grande Valley and Del Border Patrol Rio sectors. Whether Title 42 ultimately ends or not, migrants say they are tired of waiting and surged across the Rio Grande into Eagle Pass, Texas area of operations. Just under 5,000 crossed over the weekend, eclipsing the previous weekend's total of just over 2,800 migrants apprehension in the Del Rio sector. Border Patrol officials called in all available agents in Eagle Pass on Sunday as increasing numbers of migrants crossed the border illegally from Mexico into Texas. Breitbart Texas reported Sunday evening a large group of more than 250 migrants crossed near Normandy, Texas, while other streams were crossed in Eagle Pass. Another group of approximately 300 migrants crossed the border near Eagle Pass, and at the nearby hydro plant, agents found another large group of 100 migrants that brought the total to more than 700 migrant apprehensions in a couple hours on Sunday evening. Jesus, this is an onslaught.
Yep.
They knew about Title 42 as well. They knew. They're not stupid.
Yeah.
They know how to play the system. They know how to play the game. It's funny. Between April 1st and May 15th, approximately 513,000 migrants illegally crossed the southwest border with Mexico. The number reflects apprehensions cited in the April Southwest Border Migration Report and unofficial numbers obtained from a law enforcement source within the CBP. Look, come on. There's no way to sit there and say that what this is. Like, they accused Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene of being conspiracy theorists by saying Democrats are trying to flood the southern border with illegals to try and, cast votes in these elections and stuff. I don't really consider that conspiracy theorism. Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
They want them to have access to vote. They want this. They promise them all this government subsidy, all these things. And it's like, well, yeah, come vote for us.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this episode of the All American Savage Show podcast. I want to say thank you to everybody that has tuned in, all of my Twitch subscribers. I appreciate you. If you're not on Twitch, you should come over, download the Twitch app, TWITCH. It's free. And then give me a follow at The John Burke. You can come in, tune in, and watch the podcast live. You can also check it live on Facebook and YouTube if you can actually get the notification because, they just don't. Because they suck ass. Also, make sure you write in. This Friday, we have the Father Burke series of Confess Your Sins to Father Burke. Josh reads the sins live on the air, and Father Burke teaches you or gives you the direction in which to perform your penance. Think of it like Catholic Mass without the rapey children thing. So again, that is allamericансavageshow.com, right in at the very bottom. We appreciate your love and support. Don't forget to subscribe to Shell Shock CBD, get access to great deals. This Thursday, 38% off. This Thursday, 38% off. You got anything to add, my man?
Alec killed a guy.
Alec killed a guy. As always, we will see y'all bright and somewhat early tomorrow around 11:30, 12 p.m. CST right here on the All American Savage Show podcast. And as always, you stay savage, America.